Everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. In the last episode, we started the trial, and in today's episode, we're continuing the trial. Mr. Wright, what? Are trials always like this with you? Like you're swimming up from the bottom of a lake about to reach the surface, but no matter how hard you paddle, you never seem to get there? Pretty much. Except today we're swimming in quicksand. So what happened to your sister anyway? Apparently she got called off to the judge's chambers. Probably something to do with that piece of cloth. So this is where we turn the trial around, right? Our only weapon, a tiny, insignificant piece of cloth. I'm the one who's starting to feel tiny and insignificant, to tell the truth. Haul up, partner! They say you show a red cloth to a bull, it'll fire up its temper. That's what they told me when I was a youngin' at least. Officer Marshall. Thought I'd come take a look, see at how the trial's going. Looks like I'm late. You got the place locked down tighter than a fort in enemy territory. What is going on over there anyway? All the police I've seen these last 2 days have really been on edge. Don't you got enough on your plate without worrying about other people, compadre? You could be worrying about that chief prosecutor's taste in mufflers, for example. Officer Marshall, the whole muffler thing didn't have anything to do with scarves. She wasn't even wearing a scarf. You don't say. Now don't that just beat all? I've seen the red breeze blow at her slender neck many a time. I saw it that day too. She was wearing a red muffler. What? At the award ceremony that afternoon, Edgeworth's seen it too, I reckon. What does that mean? So her red muffler's in the car's muffler. So Miss Starr wasn't mistaken. Well, it's about time. Remember, partner, sometimes you gotta grab the bull by the horns, and sometimes you just gotta let that bull go where it will, time will tell. I have a bad feeling about this. So what are we swimming in now, Mr. Wright? If it's steak sauce, I can hook you up with some fine ribs. Ooh-wee! Alright. I'd like to resume. What's up? The judge keeps looking over at the prosecution. What's wrong with Edgeworth? Is something wrong, Mr. Edgeworth? Your face is blue, your lips are purple, you're sweating bullets. That furrowed brow, those grinding teeth, those watery eyes. What's more, your eyes are unfocused. You're doubled over, your back is bent. It can't be. This can't happen. I wonder what happened to Edgeworth. Well then, I believe it is time we continued on with this trial. During our recess, I had requested that the prosecution conduct an investigation. This is unacceptable. It seems our prosecutor is quite beside himself. Excuse me, knock knock. Who's there? Who the flying circular flaming flamingo is this guy? Nice pink sunglasses. Hey, the temperature rose 5.7 degrees when that man came in. Who on earth is he? Ah, it's you. Oh, sorry I'm late, Aji. Roads were packed. It's just me. Long time no see, Aji. How you been? Swim much these days? Ah, hello. No, I've been so busy. Busy, smizzy, Aji. My boy, you have to make time to relax. Yes, indeed. Aji seems to be his nickname for judge. I'm afraid you're right. Very afraid. Sorry, but who are you? So you're Righto. The attorney, I've heard good things about you, son. Thanks. So sorry about our little worthy giving you all that trouble, eh? You know, we should all go swimming together sometime. Jolly. Little worthy? Mr. Wright, you don't know the district chief of police? Chief of police? He's the top-ranking police officer in the entire district. Name's Gant, Damon Gant. Pleased to meet you, everyone. He seems way too happy to be the freaking chief of police. To what do we owe this honor today? It's been over 2 years since you last came to this courtroom. Well, it's worthy here. Look at the poor fellow. I just thought I'd help him by bringing this. Hey, that's my sister's muffler. So Star wasn't just seeing things. When the crime occurred, Sky really was wearing that muffler. But to think that it was stuffed into that exhaust pipe. On little Worthy's car, no less. It's really quite embarrassing even for us. What's this? It's what you'd call a switchblade knife. Quite perplexing, this. Chief, what kind of outfit are you running? Mr. Edgeworth? How could they miss such a vital piece of evidence? If your investigators are this lax, how do you expect us to do our job? Now, wait a minute, Worthy. I've no desire to hear your excuses. I'm telling you to wait. Or didn't you hear me? Have a look at this document, where it says, person in charge of investigation. There's no mistaking that signature. Miles Edgeworth. That's no fair. The day of the crime, I had your head in the clouds because you got that award. I know how you feel. But you're the person in charge. I'll expect a written apology. What? Are you serious? Don't be too upset. We'll find a way to clean up this mess that you made. This is the first time I've seen Edgeworth at a loss for words. Woohoo! This kind of major blunder is unlike you, Mr. Edgeworth. This court accepts the new evidence, but I'd like to ask the defense a favor first. Yes? Just to be sure, I'd like to take a look at this blade of the knife. The blade, Your Honor? Well, I don't see why not. Could you open it up for me? Yes. Well, I think all you have to do is push that switch and... If I cut my finger, Mr. Ray, I wouldn't be able to pound my gavel anymore. If I cut my finger, I wouldn't be able to point at people anymore. Come on, just hurry up and do it. There's a small tag on this knife. It seems to say SL92. Wait, what did that, Oh, maybe SL92 is actually the name of the case. Why? Don't scare me like that. I'm the one who's scared. Look at this knife blade. The tip is broken off, and this dark red stain, blood. This does not excuse the actions of the police department. Hang on. 67S. Maybe that actually means something else. Okay, anyways. This does not excuse the police department. I'd like to hear an explanation from the chief of police himself. I'm terribly sorry, but I could ask you to testify for us about the split between the prosecutors and the police, and this knife. Sure thing, not a problem, not even a little one, really. This knife is special, but I can't say how here, unless there's evidence to prove a connection between this knife and Goodman. That was a bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape to do an investigation. A detective was killed at the police department. See, what a mess. The time of the crime, 5:15. Scary coincidence, eh? It's not officially linked to this here case, so I can't talk much about it. Wait, 67S? Turn it upside down. That 7's actually an L. And it's SL9. Oh my. I think we just found a connection. There's a murder at the police department. That's hush-hush info, Aji. We haven't exactly announced it yet. Wait a second. You said 5:15. That's the exact time that Detective Goodman was killed. Order. Anyway, we at the department were all flustered, as you might well assume. We're in the middle of a top-secret investigation. Don't tell anyone. I think we understand the police department situation. Well, Mr. Wright, 2 detectives killed at the same time in 2 different places. Chances of that are really slim, scientifically speaking, of course. I'd like to exercise my right to cross-examine the witness. Very well. However, keep your questions focused on the case at hand. But I can't say how. I'm going to present the note. Objection. Because turn it upside down, like I said. Wait a second. At last, an honest-to-goodness objection. This knife, this has to do something with Detective Goodman. What do you mean? An honest-to-goodness, what do you mean from the judge? This is great. Look at the tag. It reads SL9 too. And this is important. Why? Over here, we also have a memo that was on the body of the victim. What's this? 6 minus 7S 12 too. Oh, so you did the iPhone 6 minus the 7S, and you're left with 12 divided by 2, which is 6. Logic! It's upside down. Upside down? The printed name on the memo makes it look like it's right side up, but turn it around and what do you get? Aha! When he wrote this note, he's holding the paper upside down. SL9. That's the same thing as on this knife tag. Order, order. Well, Chief? Well, I guess the cat's out of the bag. You win, righto? I win? What game is this guy playing? The knife was evidence in a case. It was stolen from the department's evidence room. So the knife was stolen? Yeah, but on the day of the murder. It was evidence, you say. Was it in fact a murder weapon? Nice, nice, nice. Good show, little worthy. It was a murder weapon as it happens. It was evidence from a case long since solved. So this knife was stolen on the day of the murder. And it was found in the exhaust pipe of Edgeworth's car. Hard to think there isn't a connection there. That was... okay. Hold it. On the same day that a detective was killed in a parking lot, another detective was killed at the police department. That's a fact. Surprising, isn't it, Dutchie? I'm at a loss for words. And the perpetrator, do you have a suspect? Well, there was a suspect. Just arrested him, in fact. Just arrested. That was quick. But there's still a lot of unanswered questions. Maybe you could help, right? I suppose I could, if you helped me by giving me data on your case. Ooh, good one. This kid's sharp. Here's the deal. I'll tell you one thing and one thing only. Where the victim was found. Where was the victim found? Well, I can't speak on where the corpse was found, but I can say the crime took place in the evidence room at the police department. Isn't that where that knife was? Wait a second, I have heard of that. The evidence room, didn't he mention that just now? Knife was evidence in a case. It was stolen from the department's evidence room. There's the connection. Happy, we just got handed our ticket to go to town on this case. With the link between them, we have some leverage. Now we can get Gant to testify about the details. Chief, the defense's position is simply this. The connection between these two cases have already been proven. You don't say? Well, out with it, Wright. What's your connection? Yeah, out with it, Mr. Wright. The connection is a place mentioned in the testimony we just heard. The knife found in the lot was stolen from the police department's evidence room. Not to mention the victim had written down the numbers on the knife's evidence tag. We also know that the detective murdered at the police department was killed in that very same evidence room. Indeed, there do seem to be too many connections for it to be a coincidence. You two make a good pair. It took my men 2 days to find out what you deduced right here. Chief, I request that you release your information on the victim at the police department. See, that's the tricky part. It hasn't been announced yet and all. Can we get the information unofficially? Sure, why not? It's unofficial after all. Who would have guessed? Okay. Hold it. If you're going to tell us a little, why not tell us everything? Well, case information is sticky stuff. You have to do everything properly. Oh well. I guess I might as well try to get what I can out of him. Give me the victim's ID number. Because we have Goodman's. How about you tell me the victim's ID number? You don't tell me their name after all. So don't go getting your hopes up. Number is 5842. Is that not Goodman's number? It is. It is Goodman's number. Well, that's quite long. And we have to remember these. It drives me nuts. 82... I can't do it. Well, Miss Wright, does this tell you anything? The ID number of the victim at the police department. This tells me something. Actually, it does, Your Honor. It does. I think. Meaning? It has to be what I think it has. But what does this mean? Well, let's hear. What do you have to say? You say the ID number of the detective who was murdered at the police department tells you something. What does it tell you? Take that. Witness. What is it, Mr. Wright? I got confused. This is news? Just come out with both guns blazing, like you always do. Actually, I happen to have a police ID here. Oh, is it yours? No, Your Honor. I'm a defense attorney. This is the ID number of our victim, Detective Goodman. Shame on you, righto. Personal IDs are top secret. Detective Goodman's ID number is 5842189. And this means what? Wait, that ID number we heard from the chief earlier started with... I forgot. The number the chief of police gave us was 5842189. Wait a second, right? What is this? What does this mean? That's what I want to know. The two ID numbers are identical. In other words, the detective killed in the police department's evidence room was Bruce Goodman. What does our witness think about that? Oh, ho, ho, sharp as a tack, righto, sharp as a tack. But wait, Detective Goodman is our victim. He was killed at 5:15 in the underground parking lot. Yet a Detective Bruce Goodman was also killed at the police department in the evidence room at the exact same time. That's impossible. So what we're saying is the same person was killed at the same time and in a completely different location? No. What I want to know is why didn't I hear about this? Yes, it's top secret, fine, but I'm the prosecutor in charge of this case. Now just wait a second, Worthy. No need to get all flustered. Your Honor, police department has made a grave error in this case. Wait. I said wait. Or didn't you hear me? The oversight, the grave error, Mr. Edgeworth, they're yours. What? How? How dare? We informed you yesterday. I believe it was our Officer Meekins who brought you the news. Officer Meekins? Mr. Ed, where have we heard that name before? Wait. It's that Fruit Loop. Excuse me, but is Mr. Edgeworth anywhere on the premises? I'm here, sir, at the request of the chief, sir. About your report, sir. You don't mean him. According to Meekins, you didn't accept the report. Hard to believe. But your officer, he told me. He said that report had nothing to do with the Lana Sky incident. Detective Bruce Goodman, murdered in the police department evidence room. Mr. Edgeworth, the victim's name is written right on the top of the report. Why didn't your officer tell me? Honestly, I'm not sure if that officer was capable of making the connection. He did seem challenged. In any case, this is a serious error, a gross negligence of duty on your part. Sir, you could have submitted that report this morning to the court as evidence. No such luck this time, worthy, or should I say, unworthy? What? Now, what was that second rule of evidence law? Well, Mr. Wright? Oh, well, it's rule number 2. New evidence may only be submitted if it concerns the case on trial. And how is this relevant? Normally, you submit a list of evidence to be used in court before the trial. This report wasn't on that list. So what does this mean? I couldn't submit this evidence until a connection was proven in court. The connection was just proven by Righto over here. Good job, Righto, my boy. I was just doing my job. No. No! Oh, Edgeworth. Edgeworth. Oh, man. It seems we have come to the end of this trial. You're becoming a thorn in my side, Worthy. They've been rumors. After all, you were in the defendant's chair just last year. I apologize for the terrible lack of due diligence on my part. Mr. Edgeworth, please, just give me one day. I'll get to the bottom of what happened, if it's the last thing I do. You'd better get results this time, really. I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. Poor Mr. Edgeworth. I don't think there's ever been an error this serious in the history of this court. We will grant 1 further day as the prosecution has requested. Will this be sufficient, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor. Thank you. Whatever your punishment for this is, for your sake, I hope it's not decisive. Very well, court is adjourned. Okay. So next time on Ace Attorney, that was a short episode, we're going to look for evidence, I guess, as now we have the same guy killed twice in 2 different locations at the exact same time. My goodness, is this going to be entertaining. So I'll see you all on the next episode. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. And for now, so long.